As AC/DC sang on their 1985 album Fly on the Wall, we're back in business. Kinda. Anyway, it is Monday Matters right here on Gary's Stuff. Hi, I'm Gary, welcome to my channel, welcome back if you've been here before. Today indeed is Monday Matters. Now, as usual, I'll be looking at the news of the channel and then the news of the wider model making world. If you like the show, make sure you give it the old imperial thumbs up, make sure you hit the notification bell and make sure you've subscribed to the channel. It's a great way to show your support and it doesn't cost anything. Other ways to show your support in a more concrete manner are in the information box below. First of all, I wanted to mark the passing of Roy Huxley. Roy was the Matchbox box artist for over 20 years. He had a very distinctive style that combined graphic, almost cartoonish qualities with a very strong technical foundation. The images could look exhilarating and ideal for attracting the imagination of a young model maker, and they inspired lots of modern artists such as Carlos Alonso and Adam Tooby. There is a book of his work still available. If you're unfamiliar with his work, it is very much well worth getting a copy. Of course, we extend our deepest condolences to his wife Sue and all of his family and friends. Now, despite saying I couldn't do anything at all last week, I did manage to sit at the computer and put together a video about Italerri's range releases for this year. That seems to have garnered quite a lot of interest, slightly surprisingly perhaps, but it has nonetheless. Because you apparently really like range reviews, I'm doing one of the new Revell range, which is being announced on Tuesday. I have put together a list, a review of all the different kits that are coming out, the new tools, the new parts releases, new boxings and so on and so forth. And I've done an interview with Luke Slaney-Hewitt, who is the product manager for aircraft, helicopters and space systems at Revell. Both of those videos will be coming out on Tuesday. You won't want to miss the interview because there's a particularly interesting bit of news buried inside it. Of course, construction continues on the new production room, or North Wing, as some of my friends call it. That's been going on very nicely. There's just a few extra bits and pieces to do before I can release some more videos about the interior and the exterior. I'm particularly happy with the exterior cladding material we're using here, by the way. On Tuesday, we had the third Tuesday of the month live stream. That went down very well. Increasing viewer numbers all the time, which is very rewarding. Very happy to see that. 20 memberships were gifted, so thank you to the 3 very generous people who gifted memberships to the channel. And well, no one guessed the kit. No one guessed the kit this time around. Normally someone at least gets the kit right. No one did. A lot of people guessed what it was. It was a space shuttle. Several people guessed what scale it was, which is 1/288th scale. Unfortunately, no one guessed what the manufacturer was, which was Hele and Airfix. A Hele reboxing of an Airfix kit, or an Airfix reboxing of a Hele kit. Can't remember which way around it was. But anyway, it's a Hele kit of the space shuttle. Now, as no one guessed it, Nick can't send out any mystery boxes. So he's going to send one to Models for Heroes instead. So thank you very much, Nick, for that. The next live stream is on Thursday, the 6th of February, 8 PM till 10 PM in the evening, British time. I'll remind you about that next week. That's all we have from HQ for the moment. So let's have a look at the bigger news in the world this week. Our friends at DBMK have shown some test frames of their 1/32nd scale Sea Fury, which is looking good, I think. One point of note is the small blocks containing the smallest parts, which are now moulded into the outer runner of the frame, which I think is a good idea made even better. I can't wait to see the final kit later this year. KOVOZAVODY PROSTEJOV has a new mould of the Focke-Wulf FW190A in 1/72 scale. There are 4 boxes for the A0, A2, A3 and A4 versions. The plastic comes on 2 grey frames and 1 transparent frame, and each box has a choice of 3 schemes. I really must get one to compare with the Airfix kit that I really don't like. Red Room Models has a 1/48 scale kit of the Avro Cadet made in resin, a smaller, more efficient version of the Avro Tutor, many of which were built in Australia for their own Air Force. Aircraft in Miniature has a new 1/72 scale 3D printed kit of the Armstrong Whitworth Atalanta, a 4-engined airliner designed for the African routes flown by Imperial Airways in the 1930s and used into the early years of the war by the Royal Air Force. MODELSVIT has announced it's reintroducing the colossal Antonov AN-124 Ruslan in 1/72 scale. Too big for polystyrene alone, the kit now has 775 parts, including fiberglass with aluminium rods allowing the wings to be detached, but with regular plastic parts, 3D printed details, as well as photo etch and paint masks. Schemes are provided for the Be Brave-like markings, highlighting the endurance of cities such as Kherson and Kharkiv during the current war. No word on cost, but it will span just over a metre when complete. For the lover of an oddball, Special Hobby are redesigning their kit of the Zach AS6 disc-wing aircraft in both 1/72 and 1/48 scales. This made a couple of short hops in 1944 and will join the Nemeth Parasol and the Vought V173 in my collection of circular winged aircraft. HALBERD Models are releasing a 1/32 scale kit of the XF-84A Goblin Parasite fighter. It costs $150, but the $100 1/48 version has already sold out, and the kit comes with lots of photo etch and 3D printed parts, including the ground trolley and the deployed skyhook. An interesting diorama base would be this catapult in 1/72 scale from NEOMEGA, modelling the type used to launch Hurricanes from catapult-armed merchantmen in convoys during the early part of World War II. This model depicts about half the length of the catapult track. CT Scale Models has a new mask set for the Azure from Fairy Battle in 1/72 scale. This comprehensive set includes exterior glazing, interior masks for the windscreen and 2 crew canopies, the underside bomb aimer's window, landing lights and the wheels. There is also a revised set for the Airfix Club Kit Messerschmitt ME410. This includes 2 options for the propeller and spinner markings, depending on which source you choose to go with. If you already have an ME410 set, this extra prop and spinner is available separately. A set is also imminent for the new Airfix Lysander, so keep an eye out for it on the online store. Onto vehicles, and BLITZ has 2 new resin kits, the FCM-1A Heavy Tank and the Renault YS, an observation development of the AMR-35 Light Tank, both from France and both in 1/35 scale. SYLPI has a new kit of the Romanian 80mm anti-aircraft gun in 1/35 scale. This can be made deployed or in transit, and there's an optional ammunition limber available as well. ACE has a 1/35 scale kit of the Italian 105mm 28 caliber artillery gun. This can be made with or without the Carrello Elastico trailer. And to bring us into the future, Border has a new Tesla electromagnetic tank. It comes with workable tracks and wheels and a lighting set. Nothing to do with Tesla cars, by the way. Going offshore, underwater really, 3D Wild has a new kit of the CSS Hunley, a Confederate submarine built in 1863 and credited with being the first combat submarine to sink a warship. The kit is 3D printed and can be purchased in 1/72, 1/144th, 1/200th or 1/350th scales. And finally, coming back to Earth, we have a new 1/8 scale kit of the Bride of Frankenstein from X Plus and a 1/12 scale kit of the Iron Man Mark I suit from FONDJOY. So that's it from me this week. Thanks very much for watching. Do come back for the Revell range news tomorrow, and of course the interview with Luke. And I will see you on the channel very soon, I hope. Take good care now, and goodbye.